So, I've got something super exciting for you today on Upwards, and I'm literally bouncing in my seat about this one. You know how we're always talking about ways to make our lives better? Well, this one's really going to blow your mind.
Oh man, Martha, I can already tell from that intro that you're pumped about this. And I've got to say, I'm really excited to dive into this one too.
So here's the thing. We're going to talk about something that's like completely changing the game in mental health therapy, artificial intelligence. And, it's not just some far-off concept anymore.
You're absolutely right. And you know what's crazy? This is something that's already starting to impact so many people's lives, like right now. It's absolutely fascinating how technology is revolutionizing the way we approach mental health.
I mean, when you told me some of the stuff that's happening in this field, I was just, wow. I literally couldn't believe it. And I think our listeners are going to feel the same way.
Oh yeah, there's so much to unpack here. And then the developments happening right now are just mind-blowing, you know what I mean?
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What's actually happening right now with AI in mental health? Like, what kind of tools are people already using?
Oh my goodness, there's so much happening right now. So like one of the biggest things we're seeing is these really sophisticated chatbots, right? And they're not just your basic customer service bots. These are they're specifically designed for mental health support.
Wait, people are actually talking to AI about their feelings? That's, how does that even work?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing actually. So these chatbots, they use this incredibly advanced natural language processing, and they can actually recognize emotional patterns in the way people write. They're available 24/7, which is it's incredible for people who need support at 3 a.m. when they're feeling anxious.
I honestly had no idea this was already happening. What other tools are out there?
Oh man, so there's these really cool mood tracking apps that use AI to spot patterns in your emotional states. And they can actually predict when you might be heading towards a difficult period. Like they'll notice if your sleep patterns are changing, or if your language is showing signs of depression.
So it's like having a therapist in your pocket?
Exactly. And there's even more advanced stuff happening with diagnostic tools. Like some researchers are developing AI that can help identify conditions just by analyzing speech patterns and facial expressions. It's absolutely fascinating how precise these tools are getting.
These examples are seriously blowing my mind. Have you tried any of these yourself?
Oh yeah, I've actually been testing quite a few of them, and the level of sophistication is just incredible. There's this one app that's particularly amazing. It actually sends you personalized coping strategies based on your specific patterns and triggers. It's like it actually learns what works for you. You know what I mean?
You know what really strikes me about all this? The accessibility factor. How does AI actually make mental health support more available to people who might not get it otherwise?
Oh my goodness, that's actually one of the most exciting parts. So traditional therapy can be really expensive, right? And some people just can't afford those $200 per session fees. But these AI solutions, they're incredibly cost effective. We're talking maybe $20 a month for unlimited support.
That's a huge difference, but is it actually helping people?
Absolutely. And you know what's really amazing? It's not just about the cost. Some people live in rural areas where there might not be any therapists for miles and miles. And with AI-powered solutions, they can literally access support right from their phones or computers. It's completely transforming access to mental health care.
That's actually incredible. What about people who might feel nervous about seeing a therapist face-to-face?
That's such a good point, because there's still this stigma around mental health, right? And some people just aren't comfortable walking into a therapist's office. But with AI, they can explore their feelings and get support in complete privacy. No judgment, no awkward waiting rooms, just pure support whenever they need it.
And you mentioned it's available 24/7.
Oh yeah, that's one of the absolute game changers here. Because mental health challenges, they don't exactly keep office hours, right? If someone's having a panic attack at 2 a.m., they can't exactly call their regular therapist. But these AI systems are always there, always ready to help, and they never get tired or judgmental. It's honestly revolutionary for crisis support and immediate intervention.
So with all these amazing benefits, I've got to ask, what are the limitations? Where does AI maybe fall short compared to, actually talking to a human therapist?
Oh, that's such a crucial point. While AI is incredible at certain things, it's still missing that deep human element, right? And when you're sitting with a human therapist, they pick up on these tiny subtle cues. Your body language, the slight catch in your voice, maybe even the things you're not saying.
That's really interesting. Those nuances must be pretty hard for AI to catch.
Exactly. And you know what's really important here? The therapeutic relationship itself. Like that bond you form with a therapist. It's actually one of the most powerful factors in successful therapy. And an AI just can't fully replicate that deep human connection. That sense of being truly seen and understood by another person.
So what's the solution then? Do we have to choose between AI and human therapists?
Oh, no. That's actually where this whole hybrid approach comes in. And it's absolutely fascinating. Like, imagine combining the best of both worlds. So, and you have your regular sessions with your human therapist, right? But then you've got this AI support system that's there for you between sessions, helping you practice techniques, tracking your mood, offering exercises.
That actually makes a lot of sense, like a therapist in your pocket.
Yes, exactly. And you know what's really cool about this approach? It's actually making human therapists more effective because they have all this data and insights from the AI to work with. Like, they can see patterns that might not be obvious in just weekly sessions. It's not about replacing human therapists, it's about empowering them with better tools to help their clients. And that's what makes it so exciting.
Speaking of exciting developments, I'd love to hear about what's coming next in this space. Like, what new AI therapy tools are on the horizon?
Oh my gosh, Martha, this is where things get really mind-blowing. One of the most exciting developments we're seeing is in personalized treatment plans. And we're talking about AI systems that can actually adapt their approach in real time based on your responses and progress.
Wait, really? How does that work?
So imagine this. You're working with an AI therapy tool, right? And it's not just following a preset script. It's actually learning from every interaction, understanding your specific triggers, your coping mechanisms, your patterns, and it's continuously refining its approach to what works best for you specifically.
That's incredible.
And you know what's even more fascinating? We're seeing huge breakthroughs in emotion recognition technology. Like, these systems are getting remarkably good at detecting emotional states through voice patterns, text analysis, and even facial expressions if you're using video. And they can pick up on signs of distress or anxiety that you might not even be aware of yourself.
That's almost like having an emotional early warning system.
Exactly. And here's something that just blows my mind. We're developing AI systems that can analyze speech patterns to detect early signs of various mental health conditions, like subtle changes in how someone speaks or writes that might indicate they're experiencing depression or anxiety. And the accuracy rates we're seeing they're absolutely incredible.
That could help catch things so much earlier.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what's really exciting? We're starting to see AI systems that can integrate data from multiple sources, like your sleep patterns, activity levels, social media usage, even things like your typing speed or how you use your phone. And it's creating this comprehensive picture of your mental well-being that's just never been possible before.
All of this sounds amazing, but I can't help wondering about the privacy side of things. Like, we're talking about really personal data here.
Oh my gosh, yes, you're absolutely hitting on something super important here. Like, data security it's probably the biggest challenge we're facing right now. And then you know what's really crucial? Making sure all this sensitive information is completely protected.
How are companies handling that currently?
So the good news is that there are some really robust encryption protocols being used, right? And companies are implementing these incredibly stringent security measures. Like, we're talking about multiple layers of protection, anonymous data processing, and making sure that personal information is totally compartmentalized.
That's somewhat reassuring.
But you know what? There's another really important ethical consideration here. Like, we need to be absolutely crystal clear that AI is meant to be a tool for therapists, not a replacement. I mean, and this is something I feel really strongly about. We never want to lose that human connection in therapy.
How do you maintain that balance?
It's all about integration, right? Like, think of AI as this amazing assistant that can help therapists be more effective. And it can handle some of the routine tasks, gather insights, but the real therapeutic relationship, that still needs to be human to human. You know what I mean? Because empathy, intuition, that deep understanding, those are things that AI just can't replicate, at least not yet.
Sounds like we need to be really thoughtful about how we implement these technologies.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And that's why there's such a focus on creating ethical guidelines and regulatory frameworks. Like, we need to make sure we're moving forward responsibly while still embracing all the incredible possibilities that AI brings to mental health care.
Wow, Samuels, this has been such an eye-opening conversation about AI and mental health. Like, I had no idea things were moving so quickly in this space.
Oh my gosh, yes, and you know what's really exciting? This is just the beginning. Like, we're going to see so many amazing developments in the coming years, and the impact on mental health care is going to be absolutely incredible.
So, what would you say is like the main takeaway for our Upwards listeners who might be interested in exploring AI-based mental health support?
The biggest thing is to stay informed, right? Like, these tools are becoming more and more accessible, and they can be really helpful as part of a broader mental health strategy, but remember that they're meant to complement, not replace traditional therapy. You know what I mean?
That's super helpful advice.
And then one more thing that's really important. Don't be afraid to try these new tools. Like, mental health support is evolving, and that's a good thing. Just make sure you're using reputable apps and platforms that take your privacy seriously, right?
Thanks so much, Samuels. This has been fantastic. And to our listeners, remember to subscribe to Upwards for more conversations about how technology is shaping our future. Take care, everyone.
Oh yes, absolutely. Thanks for having me, Martha. This was just amazing.